Xiao Yan has advanced greatly as an alchemist, having already reached the 9th rank. But what exactly helped him achieve this? Yes, Xiao Yan broke through into the Saint class, and his Dou Qi strength increased significantly. However, for an alchemist, cultivation does not play as decisive a role as the soul stage. Yes, the soul of an alchemist is the key to everything. As we know, Xiao Yan continuously improved his soul stage, and it has now reached the heavenly level. Let me remind you that soul stages are divided into 4 levels: the mortal or human stage, the soul stage, the heavenly stage, and the divine stage or D state. The soul stage was required in order to bestow a medicinal pill with spirituality. However, the prerequisite for this effect was that the soul itself had to be filled with sufficient spirituality. Nevertheless, if a person did not possess a special method of soul cultivation, they would not be able to perceive this so-called spirituality at all. Moreover, this type of soul cultivation completely disappeared after countless years of history. As a result, in order to enter this mysterious state and enhance the spirituality of the soul, one could only rely on the help of external objects. Spiritual power was an extremely mysterious form of energy. It did not possess the might of Dou Qi, but it was a great source of nourishment for the soul. However, spiritual power seemed to be mixed into everything, making it extremely difficult to sense. In ancient times, alchemists were able to perceive the existence of spiritual power and absorb it thanks to possessing special soul skills. Yet in the current era, these mysterious soul skills have completely vanished. Very few alchemists remain who are capable of sensing spiritual power and absorbing it. Xiao Yan obtained several special techniques and opportunities to enhance his soul. But his next breakthrough would be far more important. Only by continuously advancing higher within the heavenly stage could Xiao Yan refine more advanced types of 9th rank pills. By the way, there is a video on the channel about the 3 types of 9th rank pills. Xiao Yan only refined the most basic one, known as the 9th rank treasure pill. This video about the types of 9th rank pills was released exclusively for sponsors. So how did Xiao Yan further raise his soul stage and spiritual power, which are critically important for an alchemist? After the attack on the Hall of Souls branch, Xiao Yan discovered a mysterious essence formed from an enormous number of souls, or rather, a kind of soul sphere. Xiao Yan decided to absorb it. His soul stage had already developed to the heavenly level. He was even slightly stronger than Yao Lao, but above the heavenly stage existed an even more powerful realm, the perfect heavenly stage, also known as the peak of the heavenly stage. Only after reaching the perfect heavenly stage of the soul is it possible to begin comprehending the legendary divine stage. Very few people were able to reach the divine stage even in ancient times. Those who could cultivate it were rare existences of the ancient era. For example, the demonic Saint Huang Quan of the Yellow Springs. Although reaching the divine stage of the soul does not mean stepping into the realm of a Dou D-level god, the significance of this development should not be underestimated. Upon reaching the peak of 9-star saint power, spiritual power can allow one's strength to surpass conventional understanding. Such a person might even become a demigod, just like Saint Huang Quan. Of course, developing the soul stage is an extremely difficult process. Across the entire continent, very few managed to reach the perfect heavenly stage. The mysterious founder of the Pill Tower was clearly one of them. The leaders of the Gu and Hun clans most likely reached this level as well. But no matter how one looks at it, the number of those who succeeded is incomparably small. In summary, Xiao Yan began absorbing the soul sphere. Upon contact, he was able to sense the vast and mighty power contained within it. First, he processed it with heavenly flame, refining it. He formed seals, releasing spiritual power. This power transformed into a human figure that looked exactly like Xiao Yan. It sat opposite him and opened its mouth, drawing the soul sphere toward itself. An incredibly pure soul essence enveloped Xiao Yan and then flowed into his mouth. On the surface of Xiao Yan's soul, a mysterious crystalline layer began to form as he absorbed more and more soul essence. In essence, this refined soul essence was being absorbed directly into Xiao Yan's soul. His soul, which looked exactly like Xiao Yan, was normally intangible, but now it increasingly began to resemble a real human body. Inside the soul sphere was an exceptionally pure energy of soul essence. This essence was formed after the Hall of Souls extracted more than 1 million souls. In the face of such energy, even Xiao Yan felt how truly insignificant he was. Xiao Yan's cultivation caused a massive disturbance. Many experts of the Falling Star Pavilion felt dizziness coming over them. The spiritual power of that guy is becoming terrifying. Yao Lao's group also appeared in the sky, looking in Xiao Yan's direction with solemn expressions. Even they were unable to withstand this spiritual pressure. Xiao Yan had now far surpassed his mentor, both in Do Qi strength and in soul development. Perfect heavenly stage. Other than the founder, no one in the Pill Tower had reached this level for over 1,000 years. The first elder of the Pill Tower was astonished by Xiao Yan's power. He let out a quiet sigh, as his own soul cultivation had been stuck at the advanced heavenly stage for many years, yet he had never been able to touch the perfect heavenly stage. That was why he knew just how difficult it was to reach. Yao Lao smiled slightly. He could not hide the joy in his eyes. Xiao Yan's growth had already far exceeded all of his expectations. Several days passed, yet the spiritual fluctuations did not cease. On the contrary, they became even stronger, and after a month, the entire starry space was affected by spiritual waves. As a result, aside from a few individuals, everyone else had no choice but to retreat farther away. Even Yao Lao and the first elder of the small Pill Tower struggled to withstand the pressure. In the end, not everyone could endure the spiritual pressure of the perfect heavenly stage. While Xiao Yan was cultivating, part of the soul essence began to disperse throughout the starry space. Many disciples were able to absorb a trace of that power, greatly increasing their own cultivation. And then, after 50 days, Xiao Yan was finally about to awaken. Xiao Yan sat at the peak of the mountain, and before him stood a figure as if encased in crystal. Its appearance was exactly the same as Xiao Yan's. The crystalline figure sat motionless like a statue. It opened its mouth and inhaled the remaining essence of the soul sphere. Xiao Yan's soul body suddenly trembled violently, triggering strange heavenly phenomena and lightning. Yao Lao was shocked by how powerful the perfect heavenly stage of the soul truly was. Now, with spiritual power alone, Xiao Yan could fight against a two-star saint. Once the soul reaches the perfect heavenly stage, it becomes no different from a physical body. It is even possible to separate the soul during battle against an enemy and then merge it back. Honestly, this strongly resembles the nascent soul level from Journey to Immortality, where an expert soul separates from the body. In Xiao Yan's case, he obtained a second body, his soul. He could summon his own double. And this was far more impressive than the clone from the illusory body technique. The coordination between two such practitioners was incredible. Their combat strength increased many times over. The reason for this is that before reaching the perfect heavenly stage, the soul is rather fragile. No alchemist would dare to summon it into the external world. After all, damage to the soul is extremely difficult to endure. However, upon entering the perfect heavenly stage, the soul gains the ability to exist in another form. Moreover, its sturdiness is no weaker than that of the physical body. In battle, such an ability yields tremendous results. Although the perfect heavenly stage is still classified within the heavenly stage, its capabilities are vastly different from the rest. From a certain point of view, one could say that such a practitioner gains an additional companion in battle. The strength of this companion is completely identical to that of the soul's owner. In other words, this ability is comparable to the Do Qi technique 3000 Lightning Illusory Body, which allows the formation of an incarnation, but its power and other aspects cannot compare to the body that the soul gains upon breaking through to the perfect heavenly stage. In short, Xiao Yan gained an incredibly powerful enhancement. Now, the entire starry space entered Xiao Yan's perception. At that moment, he could sense even the slightest emotional fluctuations of people within this vast area. Xiao Yan could roughly guess the thoughts of all the experts who fell within the range of his influence. It was another form of control over the actions of others, albeit indirect. This was the kind of ability he obtained after breaking through to the perfect heavenly stage. He clearly felt the difference between the two states. If his previous spiritual power could be described as a growing young organism, then now his soul was like a seasoned warrior holding a powerful weapon in his hands. So what was Xiao Yan now capable of? This will be very interesting to see in the anime episodes. Thank you very much for watching. Write in the comments what you think, and how useful you believe Xiao Yan's perfect heavenly stage will be. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and goodbye everyone.